Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And welcome back to another episode of Jack and Tom Save the World. As always, I'm Tom.
And I am Jack, and joining us on the couch is...
Coan.
A good little avid listener for people that don't know.
Number one fan.
Number one fan.
Actually, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Coan, quick question. In your Spotify Wrapped this year, did Jack and Tom Save the World come out first on your podcast list?
I have to admit, no.
Get
No,
out.
you didn't.
Get the fuck out.
Would you like to know who did?
Sure.
It was probably Joe Rogan.
No, it was the Office ladies, actually.
The Office ladies.
Yeah, look, I don't want any judgment. I'm not proud of it either.
No, I've listened to
hang
it.
on.
It is actually a good podcast.
The Office ladies.
Yeah, it's the actors that play Angela and Pam. They sort of like review all the episodes in chronological order. All like sort of behind the scenes stuff, and they get obviously guests and stuff.
Right, because people haven't watched enough of The Office. We've now got to go through it all with,
Can never get
with
enough, Jack.
actors.
It's actually a good listen. You should give it a crack.
Okay.
You should.
Well,
give it a crack.
I've watched The Office too many times through. Are you going to make me do it again through a podcast?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you find out stuff that you wouldn't normally find out. Wouldn't normally know.
Like what?
Like, well, I'm not going to tell you because there's spoilers.
Well,
If it was-
you're not.
Spoilers of the podcast.
If it was improvised or not, that's a big thing.
Like, if I want to sell you on listening to Joe Rogan, for example, I'd just say you get to hear a weird short guy say the N-word a lot. There you go. Boom. Sold on Joe
Is
Rogan.
it really that short?
Yeah, apparently he's only like 5'6".
Is he?
He's like a short guy.
Oh, he's so short.
I thought it was at least 6 foot.
No.
Just looking at all that again, you only see like his torso. don't you?
Yeah. But he's actually short. Like,
right.
he's a short man.
He's got a long torso and like little like baby legs.
And that's why he bulks up. Well,
Yeah.
he wasn't a wrestler, was he? He just commentated on wrestling?
Yeah, I think he just commentated, and that's what he was known for.
Well, now he's known for saying the N-word. There we go. Isn't that great?
And having Alex Jones on his podcast.
Oh, no, come on. That episode is good.
Which one? He's got like 3.
Oh, was he on it multiple times?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He got, I don't know why, but he got invited back.
It's funny.
Let me break it down for you.
Alex Jones is funny. Anyway, we brought Coan in because he has a hobby that the internet is hotly debating for 10 years. But it's really, is it really popular? Well, a specific part of crypto.
Oh my God, just pick a thought and stick with it. Come on.
Specific part of crypto has become very popular on the internet, and that's kind of causing, the anti-crypto to spin up kind of as much as like pro-cryptocurrency.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk about cryptocurrency. What is cryptocurrency? Tom, do you know?
Well, that's why we brought Coan in. I mean, I have a little bit of an idea.
Do you?
But
Can you? Is it as long as it's internet space dust that has value?
yeah, sure.
Okay, there we go. So
that's it.
That's Tom's explanation of crypto. Do you have a more in-depth?
It's very broad. There's a lot that goes into cryptocurrency. There's a lot of different areas, I would say. A lot of people are more invested into sort of different areas of whatever they prefer. Everyone knows Bitcoin, basically. It's
Good
the
old Bitcoin.
it's the base of where it all sort of
Began.
Yeah, it's where everyone sort of got to know about it, and it's basically the basic building block of how it's all sort of came about, really.
Yeah. Digital gold, as it's now called. Yeah.
So with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin first started, and when it first came out as a concept and everyone started being like, what is this? Did you know much about Bitcoin at that point?
No, Bitcoin was a thing a long time before I knew about it. I knew about it in early 2017. Was introduced to it by one of my best mates, who'd already invested into it and has done very well for himself.
Yeah,
that is.
I wish
right at the
told me
beginning
earlier.
of the bull market at the beginning
Absolutely.
of 2017.
Yeah, I think he bought Bitcoin back when it was maybe $1,500. It's yeah, exactly.
This will piss you off then too. At some point, my dad actually had Bitcoin and had like I don't know if he'd mined it or bought it. And I think at one point he had a wallet with 6 Bitcoin in it. He now regrets losing that,
He just lost the
or
password.
buying more, which is I think what a lot of people would do in hindsight. You're like, Bitcoin's now one of those things. It's like I'd go back to 2012 when Bitcoin was literally 10 cents for a Bitcoin.
If you had a time machine, you'd go back and be like, oh,
I'd do that. I'd buy stock in Apple in the mid 90s. I'd do all these things and I'd be rich. And then you're like, yeah, but that's not how the world works.
You buy stock in Zoom prior to 2019.
2020.
Wow, 2019.
It didn't really boom until 2020, but yes.
Whatever, same difference.
So what separates, because cryptocurrency acts in a lot of ways like the stock market. It's a very supply and demand driven market. I know Tom probably doesn't. So why don't we
just out me like that?
Yeah. What separates crypto and why is it so interesting from just a base standpoint as to its differences to the stock market, for example?
The biggest thing I'd probably say is Tom might not know what this word means, but it's decentralized, which basically
I do know
means
that word.
You do. There you go. I apologize. I retract my statement. But for anyone that doesn't know what decentralized means, it means that there's no one person or entity that has complete control over what happens with cryptocurrency, which people see to be a very big positive when it comes to today's economy, because obviously it can be very much influenced and manipulated with, just what we would call fiat cash, which is just normal money, and that can be highly manipulated by just everything going on in the world.
Well,
of course,
everything.
Exactly right, and the power that it holds is obviously very, very much influenced. But with cryptocurrency, it can be very diverse in what it does, and it doesn't have, there's no one sort of controlling it as to what it actually does.
That's not to say that there isn't plenty of cryptocurrency that's manipulated, though, is there?
No, there's a lot of outside influences that impacts pretty much everything. There's not much you're going to find in the world that doesn't have that outside influence. I would say probably crypto acts the same way in which the stock market does, but it's a little bit behind. So sort of whatever happens historically with the stock market, you'll find in the next couple of days probably happens with the cryptocurrency market. But the way and the actual utility of cryptocurrency is meant to just bring this new sort of revolution of paying for things, for services and goods, in a more decentralized way, basically.
So is cryptocurrency mimicking the stock market at this point? Is that kind of a way that you would phrase that?
I would. I don't know if Coan would.
Well, I didn't ask you. I asked Coan.
I know.
Shut your mouth.
I'll shut my mouth.
No, I would 100% agree with Jack.
Yeah.
100% is. I mean, there's...
First time for everything.
Yeah.
Like we said, there's a lot of outside, things going on that influences the performance of both the stock market and the cryptocurrency market, and they do act historically very, very similarly, but not always the same. But in probably today, it 100% is.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, well, while there's some places where you can kind of use crypto to actually buy stuff and go wallet to wallet, because it's still supply and demand driven. I view it more as stock, because fiat changes value daily, but you don't notice it on your day-to-day life. But with crypto, like you do, it's like if it was like a mainstream, except like you could go into a store and it's all like, oh yeah, we accept Cardano, for example. I don't know why you'd use Cardano as a transaction coin, as it's more of it's actually an ITO, so that Cardano uses their token to raise money for their own Ethereum competitor, which we can get into if we want to. But it's like at the moment, Cardano's like $1.70 US per Cardano. Has it gone back up to $2? Because the whole market crashed.
I think it's actually just a bit below that, but it is slowly sort of recovering.
Creeping, yeah.
It is slowly recovering.
But then, of course, like in 2 months, your individual Cardano tokens could be worth way more, which I think is one of these things that kind of doesn't get talked about with newcomers, and that's all the terminology when it comes down to coins. So as someone that was like really into like tracking crypto and looking at specific projects, I got really into like the tech, and I still really like the tech that's behind cryptocurrency. Blockchain is awesome. Blockchain tech, if we can get it to catch on, At the moment, it's still a very cryptocurrency thing, and I'm like, no, bring that over here. That can help. That can help a lot of people. Tom's looking at me like, what the hell is blockchain?
Yeah, well, I was thinking about myself because you've kind of tried to explain this to me before, and I mean, Jack invested heavily in crypto. I flooded a little bit.
Yeah, with Dogecoin.
With Dogecoin, because I was like, woo, Dogecoin, let's get it
to the moon.
Bitcoin clone that has no intrinsic value. I love it.
Legit. But if we can just pause here. For just a moment. Pausing. Can we just get a little bit of background on what blockchain actually means and stuff like that? Because I know a little bit, but I'm not about to put my spin on it and put it on the podcast. So, Coan, do you want to dive into blockchain a little bit and how that kind of what it is and how it kind of works?
The best way I can sort of describe it is basically a record of transactions that is then held on servers all around the world. Again, helps with the decentralization of it, so it's not just held by one entity that can then manipulate it and change it the way that they want.
Yeah,
it's held all across the world, and it's basically just a list of transactions. Is the most simplest way in which I can probably describe it. Just for anyone sort of listening. But that's the basic building blocks of what Bitcoin actually is. Bitcoin, the actual coin itself, doesn't actually really do anything, but the tech behind it, like Jack probably knows, is 100%. It's just blockchain, really.
Although Bitcoin's fairly outdated by this point. It's very slow.
So essentially, what people are buying on crypto, this is the way I kind of understand. Please do correct me if I'm wrong, because I most probably am. But it's not like if you buy Bitcoin, but Bitcoin never exists. Like Bitcoin isn't actually a thing that currently exists. It's more like you're buying into a piece of software.
It depends on where you buy it. You can buy Bitcoin from, say, like Binance or crypto.com, like a centralized exchange.
Yeah.
Aptly named CDFI because it's centralized, decentralized. And then you can transfer your Bitcoins to a wallet, and then on the blockchain, on that ledger that everybody has access to, your wallet and the transaction of those Bitcoins is permanently there.
Right.
So you do own on the blockchain that section of Bitcoin, and that of course fluctuates in terms of percentages.
Yeah.
Because you don't just have to buy one Bitcoin. You can buy percentages of a Bitcoin.
Yeah, you can buy like 0.0004 of a Bitcoin.
And that's $400.
See, there you go. There you go. It's always expensive. It's very hard to get Bitcoin for next to nothing. And even if you do, it has really no up or down value.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of value.
No, not very much. But it's not a physical thing, obviously, that you can like hold. It's something like Jack said, you hold it in a wallet or a ledger or something like that, and it's basically a store of value. Is the best way I can sort of describe owning a Bitcoin. It's a store of store of value that you invest into, and obviously with the supply and demand, it just sort of goes up and down in value, I would say.
Go, Tom.
Sorry.
You go.
Oh, no, if you've got something to say.
So do you prefer cryptocurrency because it's decentralized, or do you prefer it because it's somewhat easier to do than, with stocks?
See, I love cryptocurrency, and I really started to sort of look into it. I don't claim to be an expert or know everything about it, but, I just really like to research it and learn what sort of influences the price of it. The actual tech behind it is definitely something I'm sort of just trying to get into because I want to know everything about it. I truly believe it's going to be the future of the way we pay for things. I think most things are going to be tokenized in the future, which we've already started with, NFTs and stuff like that is a big sort of example of that.
No.
But, it's everything will start to be tokenized, I believe, digitally. And I just find it really exciting, to be completely honest with you. That's why I love it. Anyway.
Is that not is that not slightly terrifying?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
You're putting money, that you work hard for into something that you're not even sure is going to actually come out, green and everything. It's just, it could absolutely go down the toilet tomorrow. Everyone could just say, no, not doing this. I'm dropping it in the toilet, and we're just going to move on to the next thing and keep it the way we've got it. But I think there's way too many people in the world that agree that it's a good thing and that it could be beneficial for the world. So I don't see why it wouldn't at least slowly progress, not just completely skyrocket and become the only thing in a week from now. But I do believe it'll be a slow progress.
Yep.
So you said one thing just then that a lot of people have a problem with these days.
Up on NFTs now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry to ruin that for you.
NFTs, non-fungible tokens.
Yeah, look, I don't really know what to think of them. At the end of the day, they're a bit risky,
A bit.
I know people that have made tons of money on it, but I also know people that have bought, NFTs that are completely worthless. It's just a profile picture, and that's it. There's no real utility or value behind it, and you don't get anything out of it beyond just a profile picture, and they've spent $200 on it. If you ask me, that's a bit, not something I would do, but they are interesting to sort of look into, and if they actually have utility behind it and something that you're going to get with it, it's a bit interesting, but I'm not fully sold on it, to be completely honest.
See, with NFTs, I understand the methodology. It's a digital asset that you can't replicate, and it has value based on whatever system is. They mint NFTs, and most of the time it's minted on Ethereum because people for some reason love paying $100 transaction fees for Ethereum. Gas prices on Ethereum are still ridiculous to this day. But every time, when it comes to art, I'm like, I get it. Like, you're the one person on the chain that owns this specific piece of art. But, if I wanted it as a profile picture, I can just take a screenshot and make it my profile picture.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, that's a big argument that, you hear all over the place. If I want this NFT, can I not just take a photo of it? And then you obviously have people that spiral and say, oh, no, that's not how it works. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to spiral about it. But if people want to know what it's about, cool. If they don't, then it's also up to them. I also find it, back on the arts scene, as you said, I think it's really good for like musicians as well. It means they get 100% of the royalties in which they make their music for. I can't quite remember the rapper who it was, but there was someone that sold a million units at $1 of his album. He only made 1 million of them, and people bought it as an NFT, and the utility behind it was obviously his album. They could listen to his music. But if people then wanted to sell that album on, they can make money from it as well. So I thought that was really cool. He had 100% of the royalties. He got his money. Everyone else was able to listen to his music. And then if they wanted to, they could then sell it on to other people because people want to listen to it. It has that supply and demand, and they can make money from it.
So generally, some people could go with that rapper who shall remain nameless because we don't know what his name is. They would buy his music at $1 as an NFT. And then they could sell. So if they buy 10 of those, so they buy $10 worth, and then 10 units, and then they can sell that for maybe $100 or $1,000 or something, and they could end up making either $1,000 or $10,000 depending on how much you sell it for. Is that kind of where NFTs have value? It's not so much someone makes it and then sells it, and then it gets on-sold, and that's kind of how it starts to work?
I believe the value of an NFT is solely on the person who decides to buy it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not about who I can then give it to and hoping that they find value in it. At the end of the day, if you're buying an NFT, I believe you should buy it for yourself and believe that there's value for it for yourself, not for someone else and hoping to flip it. Because again, that's very risky. NFTs are just, they're so new, and because they're so hype, everyone wants to get behind it, but at the same time, you don't know what's really good and what's really bad in today's NFT space. Anyone can make anything.
Yeah. Everyone's shilling an NFT. It's getting kind of annoying because you can make money. You can create something that's original. You can mint it, and then you can sell it, and you'll get when you sell it on a marketplace, you'll get that crypto transfer over to your wallet, and then you can sell that crypto and off you hop, and you can hop off into the sunset with however much money you made. It's not even it's almost like I'm just sitting here going, it's annoying. I don't like it. I'm annoyed.
Yeah, well,
because I get it. but I also don't get it.
Well, look, like I said, the value of an NFT, I believe, is in the person that buys it. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. There's definitely rip-offs out there. You know what I mean? I saw something just yesterday. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard of Bored Apes. It's one of the biggest things in the NFT space right now. It's if you buy like a Bored Yacht Ape or something, it means you have like exclusive access to clubs and stuff like that, mainly in America and stuff like that. But one of them was a Bored Alien. Some bloke has just drawn up these aliens and made them cartoon and said, "Oh yeah, they're the new biggest thing." There's nothing behind it, but people are going to get sucked into that because they hear, "Oh, Bored Apes are a thing, so maybe these Bored Aliens will be a good thing." It has absolutely nothing behind it. It's just a money grab, which I find really dangerous, and that's why personally I haven't really, done anything with NFTs because I find it way too risky. I'm more of the long-term investment sort of thing from it.
That actually kind of loops back to crypto because we can leave that NFT because I feel like NFTs, they get brought up so much, and I thought in an episode talking about crypto, you got to talk about NFTs. There is so much dangerous crypto on any smart chain network,
which was actually gonna be my sorry.
Oh, was it? Was that gonna be your next question?
Yeah. Sorry to cut in, but you're actually speaking exactly what I wanted to ask. I kind of wanted to know about because we've kind of spoken about like the positives of cryptocurrency and investing in that. I kind of wanted to know a bit about the negatives or maybe the dangers of cryptocurrency and how people can possibly get in. Oh shit!
I hit the mic. Good job.
I'm really passionate about crypto. How people can actually get in trouble or lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency. What are some things that could, put some flags up and...
Just before you speak, I'll just let Tom know that unless you're going to code your own blockchain and then code your own coin that you can then, turn into your own project and sell, which is going to cost, whatever it takes to learn a coding language for a blockchain and then a coin, anyone can create a crypto right now. Especially on Binance's smart chain, Ethereum's chain, although Ethereum's chain is really expensive to mint your own coin. So if you're going to do a scam, you got to do it right. Yeah. Because it'll cost you about $800 just to launch your initial supply and then have to sell it. But there are plenty of networks out there where it's almost free because the underlying token is so cheap.
But see, that's kind of terrifying to me that you pretty much just said it. You've said dangerous 3 times. You've said scam a bunch of times.
Well, yeah.
And then you've also just said that anyone can do it.
Yep.
It seems...
Well,
for something like that, it seems way too easy to be able to create your own cryptocurrency. So, throwing back to Coan for the actual answer to the question that I wanted.
I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, I know.
Because I forgot the terminology. Crap. Is it hedging? No. That's stock and and capitalism.
Damn capitalism.
Well, this is crypto's anarchist. I yielded money on the AAVE. The AAVE, I forget. I don't know if the project managers just call it AVA or not. I forget. I actually yielded money onto their blockchain. So then, as all the nodes and all the clockwork turns to actually keep that blockchain running, your investment into their token yields rewards. And I did that, and then they had a loan program. So you put in your $300 of tether, and then you can actually pull out Matic. So then I did that, and that actually had a 56% return on the node at the time. And then I took that Matic and I yielded. You almost want to just say yeeted it into Polygon, who runs the Matic network, and then Polygon got hacked.
You were part of that then.
I was a part of that.
Right.
And then all the nodes on Ava not crashed. They got liquidated by the project lead. So then I lost $300. So that's why I wanted to bring that up.
Good timing.
Great timing.
So crypto experts are going to love love this episode. Normal audience is going to be like, what the fuck is going on?
What is going on?
What are these nodes and chains and
nodes
tethers and shit?
No,
Sorry, I was actually going to say, because that loops into your question. One of the dangerous things is people don't actually know the terminology. Yep. It's a very, very confusing space for someone that's not willing to put in the time to actually learn about what they're putting the money into. At the end of the day, you know, you could put $300 in and lose the entire lot because you don't really know what you're doing. Not to say you didn't know what you were doing.
I knew what I was doing.
I'm just using your figure as an example, but at the end of the day, not a lot of people actually know what they're getting into. They hear about it from their friends and they're like, oh, people are making money, I want to do it as well. But they don't actually know what they're putting their money into.
Yeah.
They can put money into Dogecoin, you know, thinking it's going to go to the moon, and really come at the end of it realize there's actually nothing behind it.
I made $100 off of Dogecoin.
Well, that's actually pretty good. More than I did. Good. I made nothing on that one.
Yeah, same.
Oh, look, we all bought onto the train. Absolutely, we did.
I think I lost money on that, actually.
Yeah. Well,
it just went.
A lot of people did.
I bought it at the right time.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It's also differentiating between what cryptocurrencies do have utility behind it and what don't, which again is just a confusion of not knowing what they're really getting into. And I'd say the biggest danger is probably losing all your money. Yeah. You know what I mean? People then put their money in, they lose, and they double up, and they lose it more, and they double up, and they just keep going and going, expecting that they're going to have one of these coins that just skyrocket out of nowhere, have 120%, you know, gains in 2 days. And it's very dangerous. And it's also the stories that come out where people say, you know, oh, if you invested $1,000 a year ago into Shiba Inu, you'd have $5 million or however many $1 million.
People did do that.
Mm-hmm. And
people got lucky.
Exactly right. They got lucky. Yep. People have actually done this. It's real stories, but it's very, very unlikely. You know what I mean?
Shiba Inu, scam coin.
The entire thing behind Shiba Inu was to overtake Dogecoin in market cap. And once it did that, the price went right back down again. But not everyone knew that. They thought, oh, I'm making money. I'll put more in and more in. And then it started going in. They're like, oh, buy the dip. And then it just kept going down and dipping and dipping and dipping. And
now it just sits there.
That's all it does. It's just going to sit there.
Just sits.
Another big example of this was SafeMoon.
Oh, no.
Someone made, like Jack said, you know, anyone can make a cryptocurrency. And someone made this cryptocurrency and he made a TikTok on it and said, currently this coin is valued at 0.00001, but if you buy it now, I guarantee it's going to go up massively.
Yeah.
And then it went viral on TikTok, and it actually did go up. So people thought, oh, this guy knows what he's on about. So they kept buying into SafeMoon, but this guy actually made it, bought a whole bunch of it, waited for the price to go up, and then he just sold off. So
he did a big old pump and dump.
Yeah, he made a whole bunch of money on that, but no one else did.
That was the other thing I was going to ask, because I've heard the term pump and dump before. I haven't.
It's such a sexual term, but it's used so regularly in both the stock and crypto markets because, one, it's illegal.
Wait, are we still talking about crypto?
Yeah.
I was just talking about.
Oh, you were just talking about regular pump and dump.
No.
I know a massage parlor down the road where you can get that done if you need it.
No. I've heard of pump and dump before, and that was kind of something that I was a bit like. I kind of know a little bit about it.
Well, you asked us about the Wolf of Wall Street on one of our first couple episodes.
I did.
John Belfort went to prison over pump and dump and market manipulation and fraud. So, you've seen what people can do in the stock market.
But as I understand it, that was a crime because the stock market is centralized.
Very much so.
But you're free to do it on crypto because it's decentralized.
Yeah, that's another one of the negatives I'd say of crypto. It's a positive and a negative. It's not very regulated at the moment. So it means they are trying to
in the wrong ways.
Yeah, they're not going about it the right way, but they're slowly getting there, I think, and I think they will. It's good because what it means is prices can go up, but also it can go down just as quickly.
Yeah.
But at the moment, you know what I mean. It's as soon as you're called I've already forgotten the word of it. A security. As soon as you're called a security, sometimes. I know, for example, XRP, which is something I have invested in. If it becomes a security, that's almost a death sentence.
Yep.
But
they actually got sued by the SEC.
Yep. They're currently the court case should wrap up sometime this year. But anyway, this is going off track. This is going off track.
No, it's good.
No, it's good. I'm very interested in this.
Well, yeah, just for a bunch of stuff they did years ago, basically trying to sell XRP to other people, calling it a security, I think it was, or the other way around. and then obviously it wasn't what they said it was, and that's basically what they're being sued for at the moment. But Coan XRP, I'm backing you.
We are not financial advisors.
No.
While Coan knows a lot of shit, don't just go and don't like download. I don't know what do newbies usually download. Are they going with CoinSpot or
a lot go with CoinSpot? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then then they'll also get onto obviously Binance and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Run out of the Cayman Islands. That just fills you with joy, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? That just fills you with so much confidence.
That actually reminds me of another point I wanted to make of another negative. Just seems like really, really negative for crypto.
No, but
don't invest in crypto.
But that's the thing. Crypto has such benefits, and its tech is so cool. But at the moment, it's like swimming in the black lake.
It is absolutely. Well,
It's Harry Potter reference.
I don't like that.
It's a
I know it's a Harry Potter reference. God.
You know where the mer people are? In Goblet of Fire. Do you know the movie that you hate, that you and I both hate? Goblet of Fire?
Jack, can I just say something real quick?
Yes.
You know in Billie Eilish's song Happier Than Ever?
Yes.
When she sings that line, just fucking leave me alone. I'm feeling that right now.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Continue, sorry, Carl.
Well, another negative is probably the legal sort of stuff. You have to make sure you understand before you really invest into crypto. I know tax is a big thing that a lot of people don't fully understand. So when you do invest, you do also have to understand any gains you make, you also have to take tax on them.
Yep.
So a lot of people either forget to claim it or they don't realize they have to, and they get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
I know someone I know definitely got in trouble for that one. But it's just something you have to understand before you really get into it, which is obviously another negative because there's not a lot of education around it.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Well, that's the overwhelming point I'm hearing at the moment, is that the negatives about crypto just come from lack of education. And like people just rushing into it going, this is going to be a great little money grab. I can make some coin off of this, get myself out of debt and stuff like that.
Yep.
And then, it can spiral into an addiction.
Yeah.
Just like, it's pretty much like gambling.
Oh, absolutely it is. You're putting your money into something and hoping it skyrockets or at least makes you money.
Yeah.
And anything like that is a gamble. It's like the stock market. No one's really going to know 100% what's going to happen the next day or the next month or the next year. No one really knows. And because crypto's so new and not many people are very educated on it, really anyone can lose money. Even the most educated people lose money. And that says a lot, I think. You know what I mean? It really does. Yeah,
it's like how we're now pushing... Visa has backed cards that you can get from specific companies, and I'm starting to see more and more ads pop up for them. And like even the tax office was just like, guys, every time you sell crypto, that's a taxable event.
Yeah.
Is because it's like selling stock. So if you go to buy something and your initial investment has actually raised in value, and then you use that card. It's like selling it. If you've made gains, that social security law is like, you got to pay taxes on gains, capital gains anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
very annoying.
Yeah, absolutely. And not like I said, not many people know about it, so you can easily get into trouble for it. Easily.
Let's just sell stuff with cash now. And...
Oh yeah, centralized fiat. Woo!
No taxes. Woo!
No, well, that's another discussion for another day.
I have to do it with cash. Shut up. Why would you say that? You know that's obviously wrong.
Let's just go back to the gold standard. Is everyone with me? Can we just base our value of currency off gold? That was such an easier time.
Easy as.
Such an easier time. Now it's like, oh, what are the Americans doing? Oh, their stock market's having a good day. Okay, so that means our currency is going well. Great. Yep. Okay. Reserve Bank, we're done. Should we lower interest rates? Nah, bro. Interest rates are fine. And that's the Reserve Bank twice a month.
All right, so are we good? Because
do you have any other questions?
Yeah, well, I want to ask one more question.
Go.
Before we get to question time.
Before we get to questions.
It's a bit of a wrap up of the topic, though.
Yeah.
So from everything, obviously, people can make their own decisions.
Don't base your decisions directly off we said.
No one is going to listen to us. Well, in this matter, maybe some people, but you're stupid if you do.
I'll listen.
Because we're idiots.
Thank you, Coan.
No, but like...
Thank you.
just from what we've talked about, from the differences between crypto and the stock market and...
Money
and stuff like that. From your and I want both of your personal opinions on this, because this is actually interesting for me to know. Starting with Coan, is it safer to invest your money in the stock market or in crypto?
My immediate response is probably stocks, I would say.
Stonks.
Yeah, stonks, as millennials would call it. But definitely the stock market, 100%, because it's one of those things where you can look back historically as to how it's performed in different sort of situations. But as from what I know, you're safer putting it into stocks because annually on an average, you're looking at about a 7% return, positive return. It's very, very rare that you really would get a negative return as long as you diversify your money in the stock market into different areas of the stock market, not all just in tech. Because if you did this year, I'm sorry, you lost a lot of money. But it's definitely one of those things I'd say stocks are, but I don't want to treat cryptocurrency like a get-rich-quick scheme because it's definitely not.
It's not.
But I would say if you do want to diversify into cryptocurrency, maybe diversify 10% of your portfolio. That's all I would say because it's a safe bet where if stocks go down, cryptocurrency might be up. You don't know.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, no one really knows, but I would personally say stocks.
You really have to have a company liquefy to have a negative return in stocks.
Okay.
Like stock can go down.
Same question to you, Joe.
I would also say stock, and guess what? Almost everyone's almost already got an investment in the stock market. It's called your super. So you're already invested in the stock market, yielding for the future. I would agree with Coan. Like maybe when you're making under, I think it's 120,000 a year, you can put almost as much as you want into your super, and they'll manage it for you. So they'll make sure that it's reasonably profitable to that 5 to 7% annual return plus dividends. And if you then want to put 10% into a coin that you like, that maybe has got a project that you're really into, and that's like the big thing that I think I would say to anyone that wants to get into crypto is actually look at the token and what they're doing. And it sounds really dodge, but like find the Reddit community.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that coin, because that'll show you where that project's at. Like if you find like a subreddit for like I don't know, Cardano, for example, that has basically done nothing since their initial launch with their token and their initial promises to overtake Ethereum in market cap, which they haven't done, to implement faster smart contracts, which they haven't done, to improve the reliability and speed of their network, which they haven't done. Yet they're valued at nearly $1 billion. You just got to do it. But I think if you just want to be safe, I'd just say stocks, put it in your super and they'll manage it for you. You can tell them high yield if you really want to, especially if you're young. I would actually recommend for anyone under the age of 30 that they put their super into high yield because...
What's the worst that can happen?
What's
really?
the worst that can happen?
You're still so young, you can recover.
Exactly. Maybe once you start, if you're lucky enough to get a 6-figure job, maybe then you can... Because your super contributions will be quite large when you start signing those kind of employment contracts, and then maybe you should pull it back from high yield and maybe just go, it's a good yield, that one. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah.
I would say if you do invest in the cryptocurrency, though, I always say to people that ask me, should I invest? I'd say, look, talk to people that you trust that are already invested or that you believe they already know a little bit about, but everything they say, please take with a bit of a grain of salt, because like we said, we're not financial advisors whatsoever. We're not claiming we know everything, and we really don't. But if you're going to invest, I always say just a 50-50 split of just Bitcoin and Ethereum, because it's the top two dogs. You know what I mean? It's the safest bet, I would say. You know what I mean? It's not going to make you absolutely rich, in a week, but it's the safest bet that you've got, I would say.
Yeah, they're your safe ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you want to diversify into another altcoin, that's fine. but look at what problem they're solving. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing behind a cryptocurrency. What problem are they solving, I would say. Yeah.
Cool.
And that was financial advice from Coan and Jack.
Definitely not.
Please no. Please no. That was not financial advice. Just buy Dogecoin.
Buy SafeMoon. I need to make money. I need to pay rent.
I've heard of this amazing coin. It's called Shit Me Dick. It's got a 10% redistribution tax when you sell and buy. I promise you it'll go to the moon, and you'll be able to buy Lambo. So don't FOMO it. Just hodl.
Just hodl. Oh god, all the terminology's coming out now. Hodl.
Just hodl, and it'll moon, and then you'll be Elon Musk. All right, I promise. Shitmedick.com.
Please do not search that up.
Actually, yeah, that's a good one. You might see something you don't want to see.
There's stuff you don't want to see on that website.
Funny. We have questions.
We do. We've actually.
And Cohen's here to answer the question.
I can't wait.
We've actually got a plethora of questions.
Well, let's.
Yeah, that's a big word. I know, Cohen.
We'll call
plethora.
We'll call it mail sack. Pick one and we'll discuss.
Mail
or pick
sack.
two.
Let's see
if we've got time.
No, we're doing all of them.
No, don't do all of them. Save some for the next episode. Because do you know how long it's been since we've actually got questions? Why don't we spread them out?
All right. So this is called mail sack. So let's see what's in my sack.
I would hope child making material.
Well.
No. Okay. We'll just breeze.
Just gonna pretend he didn't say that one.
Cohen got it.
All right, let's see what we've got.
Oh my god, it's not that hard.
Oh, okay. Now, we do have this one, which we do need to ask this episode.
Yes.
This is coming from Brittany.
Is that spelled with a E-N-Y, A-N-Y-N-E-Y?
I have spelt it B-R-I-T-T-N-E-Y.
That is the correct spelling for anyone named Cohen.
Not the alternate spelling, you shit dick.
Hey, that's the name of my cryptocurrency, man. Don't yuck my yums,
Okay.
all right?
Remember, invest.
Right. Okay, well...
You gotta read aloud.
Yeah, no.
Sitting here like,
I'm
okay,
reading.
and the question is...
Everyone get that?
So I love this question. Tom, read it.
This question's great. No, we may have already covered it, but we might just go quickly back over it.
Yeah.
So Brittany asks, how do you think cryptocurrency/NFTs will change the way we use and view money in the future for the next 10 to 15 years?
Well, we actually really didn't cover what the future could be if NFTs become the default for like digital media, and if cryptocurrency completely overtakes fiat, like let's say the actual US market completely crashes, that would actually cause the whole fiat market to implode upon itself. If US dollars became worthless, the world would be shook. It wouldn't be too different, but it would be weird because like employers would have to like pick or like create their own cryptocurrency, and then merchants would have to like validate which cryptos they wanted to accept. It would kind of be very weird.
It could also become very complicated. I had a conversation with someone not long ago, and they told me a theory that they had. I don't know if I'm fully on board with it, but they said there'd be one sort of almost like a USD sort of coin. In our example would be AUD, of course, but we would then trade that coin for, say, like a JB Hi-Fi coin, and then we'd use that coin to use at JB Hi-Fi, and then they would use that to then trade back into AUD. To me, it sounded very weird, and I thought it's just a lot of extra steps just for something that you could just transfer sort of back and forth. I do believe that all money will just become digital. You know what I mean? They all said, oh, we'll just stick with, shells back in the day, obviously, were a big currency. And now we've got coins and notes, but I do think we're slowly sort of transitioning into very, credit card and debit card and then online transfer and stuff like that.
Even cash is backed by digital currency.
Absolutely.
So whatever the computer screen tells you a $50 bill is actually worth, so you take a $50 bill, you're not always going to get like a $50 US bill in return. That's also always in flux. All those numbers still trickling. so minute though for everyday life that you don't really notice.
Yeah.
But like I remember when you used to be able to buy an iPhone for $650. You can't do that anymore, can you? The inflation and changes in price regulation.
Yeah, times have changed. But to answer your question, I think that cryptocurrency will have an impact, but I don't think it'll have as big of an impact as people think. It will start to become the norm. Between now and then, people will be more educated on it. People will know more about it. And it's just going to become a little bit more normal for people to own cryptocurrency and use it to buy things. So it'll slowly just sort of become an integral part in our everyday lives. That's why I think. But with NFTs, the metaverse, people are getting all into and stuff. And
Not the metaverse.
you know, I don't see everyone slaving over a keyboard with a VR set and then just, you know, living their life in a virtual world every single day.
Yeah.
I
Well,
do
Mark
think
Zuckerberg wants you to do that.
he does, but he's also an alien. So
Yes.
yes, absolutely.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, look, it'll have an impact, but I don't think it's going to be as dramatic as everyone thinks. It's not just going to be one day. It's going to be, oh yeah, there'll be $10. You hand it over, and like next day, also there'll be 10 Cardano. It's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Slow integration.
Absolutely.
Slow.
Yeah. There was a follow-up from Brittany as well. She said, do you think, because money is becoming very digital already, when do you think the world will stop using cash altogether? And we're talking about actual, like, physical bills and coins. Shit.
My God.
Sorry, I'm a mess today.
Yeah. That is such a hard question because, like, we haven't even ditched the 5-cent coin yet. Like, I don't, and we just refreshed all of our bills as well. I have no clue. I can't predict that. I think it would, like, you could go generous and you could say within our lifetime, like, cash will stop being a thing. But even then, it's like, my God, how do you guess that?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. It's like you said, we still got the 5-cent coin, and I think it'd be all right. Coins, no more. Still notes. Still gonna use the notes, but we'll slowly get rid of the coins. And like you said, we just had a refresh of the notes and all that. So it's gonna be a long time. I'd say I'll be 60, and they'll be like, awesome. I only take cryptocurrency. Thanks. To be completely honest, it'll happen in our lifetime. I
JB
believe.
Hi-Fi coin at JB Hi-Fi.
JB Hi-Fi coin. Yeah, that's right. So it's gonna be a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
I agree. Maybe one more question, Thomas.
All right. Thanks for that, Brittany. Those are very good questions.
Yes. Brittany
Spelled with an N-E-Y.
No, with an A-N-Y.
Thank you. That was an amazing question. That was
Yeah.
absolutely awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Brittany. Simp.
I think I'm about to sip.
All right, we have a question. This is a question from our good mate Israel,
Oh, no.
who's going to be on the podcast.
Not the country.
Yeah, who's going to be on the podcast next week, and he asks, "Are you gay?" So now that I can get rid of that question now because I've asked it. Thanks, Israel.
Is complicated.
I'd rather not talk about it.
It's complicated. Tom, are you gay?
No.
Coan, are you gay?
What if I was? Is that
No, we wouldn't have a problem.
That's not a problem.
okay.
So why are you
no.
making a problem?
I think Brittany might have a problem, but you know,
Well, it depends on the percentage of gay.
the percentage.
Like, if you were 100% gay, then
Right.
she probably would have
She
a
might have
problem.
100% problem with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. But, like, if you were only, like, 50% gay,
Yeah, right.
I could see her being, like, fine. Like, maybe if you, like, just looked at a guy, like, across the
I'd
street, you're like, I want to suck his dick.
I'd maybe say like a percentage, like 1%. That
Oh,
one-
you're
that-
1%
That
gay.
1% being Chris Hemsworth, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's a beautiful man, isn't he?
I do
He is
agree.
beautiful.
I'm more of a, I don't,
Beautiful man, innit?
Did I say that? I'm sorry.
You did, but you
I don't,
dangerously close to that territory.
I agree. Every Marvel man except for Chris Pratt
Really?
is
Chris Pratt?
attractive.
Chris Pratt's
Yeah, I don't know. He's annoying me now.
Okay. All right, we have time for one more because that.
Okay,
was,
fine, we got one more.
That wasn't actually a very good question.
You think?
This one, actually, I'm going to do this one. This one comes in from my mate, Tom. You know Tom.
Is this just a question from yourself?
No, it's not a question from myself.
Okay.
The question's
Your mate
from
Tom.
The question's
Does
from
he
myself.
spell his name correctly at least?
It's Tom.
Yes!
Yeah.
Is this the same way I ask myself questions every day? Like, what am I doing with my life? Or
Well, yeah, but I can't say that on a podcast.
oh, okay, right.
Question!
Can we bleep that now? The question is, It's a Star Wars related question.
Oh, I saw this one.
Yeah. So, prequels or sequels? Which one do you... I'm gonna... That's all he wrote, so I'm gonna assume that he means which one do you prefer?
I'm gonna be mighty unhelpful.
Great.
I love all Star Wars.
Fuck you, go away.
In terms of what I would rather watch...
What would you rather watch? Like, if you had a choice and you could either watch Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, or you could watch Force Awakens, Return of the Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. There we go.
Last Jedi.
Jedi, sorry.
Last
Shit.
Jedi.
I got so close. What would you watch if you had a choice? Because you have a choice.
Look, Revenge of the Sith has memes.
It's not about which one's more memey. It's
But,
about which one would you rather watch.
But the sequels have Daisy Ridley, so
Shit, good point. Ooh, good point.
I don't want to start a fight.
But you're going to anyway.
I have watched the sequels more than the prequels. Don't hate me.
I don't hate you. Just disappointed. 'cause
Yeah, I know.
I'm the prequels personally.
Oh, here we go.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've seen all the films.
Good.
I even saw the sequels in cinema, and I did enjoy them. I don't think there was one that I walked out and I was like, well, that was a disappointment. I just think that because the prequels, I grew up with them. I'm not old enough to be with the originals, but
Neither are we.
yeah, well, yeah.
Well, the question didn't ask the originals.
yeah, the prequels, I just grew up with them, so that was for me always Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Revenge of the Sith was always my favorite when I grew up. So for
me
me,
too.
absolutely, for me, it has to be the prequels.
I am going to join Team Coan on this one because I honestly think the prequel. Like I don't hate the sequels. I don't want anyone to think I hate the sequels because they.
I don't like the sequels more than the prequels. Don't out me like this. I like all
fucking question.
I like all Star Wars.
Why'd you say sequels then? That was the question.
Because I've seen them more, so I just thought that was the logical answer.
Right, fair enough. So Jack's a sequel lover. We're both prequel lovers.
There you go. Is The Mandalorian a prequel? Because technically it's a prequel
Just saying that's
I understand.
to the
yeah.
sequels.
It's not an audience question. It's just Jack's mind going off.
Is it a prequel?
Prequel, sequel, or
I'd say
in between?
prequel.
Oh, it is a prequel.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay,
so.
interesting.
I'm still yet to see.
Tom hasn't watched Mando.
No, I haven't.
I'm still yet to see Book of Boba Fett.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get you back to talk about Book of Boba Fett. Oh my god.
I'd love to. I'd watch
I have
it.
to talk about this bloody show with somebody.
I've
I
seen
tried to
Mandalorian.
talk. I talked about it with Balin, but it was only halfway through, and I was like, I gotta talk about this show because Star Wars.
Oh well, look, I think a lot of it's already been spoiled for me, but I think
Oh,
the
that's
actual series
disappointing.
itself, I'm still happily going to watch
Still
anyway, even knowing what most of it really happens.
Oh, they spoiled all the good stuff, didn't they?
The good stuff, yeah. The real good stuff.
the good
You know what I'm
stuff.
talking
Yeah, I
about.
know,
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Damn it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, that's why it's like every time I would like come home from work on a Wednesday and I'd like lock myself in my room and Tom would be like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm watching Star Wars." And it's like, why are you so invested? It's like, because I haven't been on Twitter for like 2 hours because everyone will spoil it. I need to watch it now.
And that's legitimately Jack's threshold of not going on Twitter.
That's why I watch Marvel movies
2
when they come
hours.
out. Like, Tom hasn't seen No Way Home yet, although it's been spoiled for him.
Have you not seen No Way Home?
He has not.
Oh, he's a rarity, isn't he?
Yeah, a little
it's
bit.
really hard to find people that haven't seen No Way Home.
I agree. Even my mum's seen it.
Yeah, well, your mum's cool, so...
Has it overtaken #1 spot yet? I heard it was like 20 million off not long ago.
I think it's the 8th highest grossing film of all time.
Well, I heard
Whoa.
it.
I think it's the
Why?
highest grossing film domestically in the US.
In the US.
Oh, right. That's probably
Yeah.
the question.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think
That is what it
if you got your source to the same place I got my source.
It's a video of Tom
Yeah,
being
yeah,
reviewed.
yeah. I've seen the interview. No,
Yeah.
they were 20 million off domestically, going to the highest grossing film in the US.
All right, that's my bad then.
So yeah,
Bad research.
yeah. God, horrible.
Everything you heard in this episode, just disregard it.
6th highest grossing film of all time worldwide.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He made a bag off that one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I was busy.
I've got a really good cam rip. I didn't say that, but I've got a really good cam rip on my computer. But I think
Why do you keep saying it?
because you need to see it.
All right, well, give it to me.
No, you need to see it in a cinema.
You need to experience
I don't know when I'm going to get time to do this.
I know.
You need to experience it the same way we did. We're going to hire 80 people to fill in a cinema and react the same way they did for us. You need to experience it the same way.
Oh no, I actually had a conversation with him and Abby about, because Abby watched like Endgame for the first time, and I like watching Endgame with those three, and I'm like, well, the cinema was a little different. And I remember like showing Abby like a recording of Endgame on opening night, and then like Tom and Abby and I started having a discussion about, maybe that. Oh no, we had a discussion about.
Yeah, you and I had a discussion about it.
Abby was not part of the discussion. It was just Tom and I last week.
Yeah.
Going, is that cool or is it?
Yeah,
is it annoying?
When Cap grabbed the hammer.
Jonathan?
Mate.
Jonathan?
Yes, Jonathan, absolutely.
Jonathan.
Absolutely. Yeah, like
Scared me.
the whole cinema erupted when I was there.
Yeah.
And obviously when everyone came out of the portals, like we were standing up. We weren't sitting down anymore. We were standing up and being ridiculous.
Yeah.
You need to experience that, Tom, with No Way Home.
He won't. He'll get an empty theater, which is what he likes.
That sucks.
That is the best way to watch a movie. Empty theater. Oh, a whole
There
thing.
may be one other random person there that's like seeing it for the 100th time.
Yeah, there'll be the kind of person that sits in the very front in the left corner just for no reason. The entire cinema's all theirs and they'll sit in the front left corner.
As soon as something big happens, woo! Shut up.
Like this.
Exactly. Got a broken neck on the front
Just
row.
almost like.
That was actually Tom and I watching Godzilla vs. Kong, because we booked a bit late, so we were sitting down the front, and yeah, we were like this.
Hello.
And we had fun, but God, our necks
It was
hurt.
fun, but and then we were driving home after, and we were like,
Hey Tom, maybe
Head's tilted permanently. Yeah. Fair enough.
my head's still tilted.
Well, that was fun.
Anyway, that brings us to the end of an episode. Thank you for coming on, Coan.
No, absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
We love people.
Yeah, we do. We love
Except by every person that hates people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love people. I just want everyone out of my house.
Yeah. No, we love having guests. It's really, you're actually our first guest of the year.
Oh, absolute
Good
privilege.
job.
Thank you, guys.
Which is
Your
good.
reward is nothing.
Awesome.
Your reward is the ability to come back for another
I'd
episode.
love to, absolutely. Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yeah.
A complete breakdown.
And now I have to watch it.
You got to watch the first 2 seasons of Mando
No,
first.
I'll get to it. I'll do it eventually.
He says.
I got to sex education after a while, so
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that.
good.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're definitely going to leave it there now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you all for listening. It's been great. Thank you for coming on.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
As always, if you guys want to send us questions or topics or be a guest on the podcast, hit up our socials, Jack and Tom Save the World podcast on Facebook and Instagram, or you can email us, which none of you will do, but you can if you want, at Jack and Tom Save the World podcast at gmail.com. But until then, thank you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
See you guys.